how are you? It's JG here with Earth 5D University, back for another teaching. How's everyone doing today? Hope the answer is awesome. Thinking about you guys, hoping you're having a great week. Yesterday was kind of a big day, the 12/12 portal. And I was going to talk today about downloads and like light codes coming in and go into more esoteric discussion. But like most of my teachings, guys, I took it back just to the basics, right? About you and me and how energy works in our bodies, how energy works in our life. And let's talk about it, okay? So this is about your innocence. So I might title this video something like, I never have a plan, you guys. Like I always have all these ideas, and then when I start filming, that's when Spirit just does this, and I just bring it through. So this is going to be about innocence, and this is also, I'm going to touch on light codes. So I'm probably going to title the video something about light codes so you can begin to understand, like when we talk like the 12/12 portal, and we talk about energy coming in from outside of us, what that really means. Okay, guys? So it's a hot, humid day here in Florida. We might get photobombed by my son who wakes up about this time, but I think I'm early enough. We've got my cat here. So let's just everyone get comfortable. Just take a deep breath and let's get into it. So guys, when I was thinking about talking about light codes and what it means, I immediately think about grace. Okay, and I think about your sacredness, you being sacred, and there being grace in our lives. And for some reason, the church or institutions, right, back in the day, hungry for power, yearning for power, tries to tell us that we somehow need something else to be okay. We're not okay because we're sinners, or we're not okay because of the Garden of Eden story, which I'm not going to get into because it's just too there's other people that will do that for us. What I'm dealing with is that the aftermath of it, right? What we're doing from here. Where do we go from here, right? So a lot of things happen to us. A lot of teachings happened, a lot of belief systems we became part of when we were born. So we're born into a society, right? We're born into this place called Earth, and there's been a lot of people telling us a lot of things that we are and that we aren't. So when I think about downloads and when I think about who you are as a human being, I immediately think of sacredness, and I think of grace. Because you don't need an organization or an energy to save you. Okay, you are the gateway. Okay, you are the portal of energy. You are a direct piece, okay, of energy from source creation. So you are a piece, right? You came down sort of in density from a higher frequency, and you are source energy. You are quote unquote God, right? Because you are made of the substance that all of life is made of. Okay, so that's you. So you don't need an organization, you don't need a person or an institution to tell you, hey, you're gonna be all right. Because if you follow this, if you follow these rules and this dogma, then you're gonna be okay. When we think about people who came here to help us on the planet, when we think of the masters, right? Those masters came, and then those masters went. And after those masters went, like Christ and that Christ consciousness as a person, when Jesus left, then we were left with a vacuum. And who filled that vacuum? The church, this entity. And that's when church and state started to really become a thing, right? Back in Rome. And so all of a sudden, people are having to become part of a religious culture to survive. And so all of our gnosis, our knowledge as people who are just connected straight to source energy, that knowledge got kind of wiped out. okay? And so we're cobbling it, piecing it back together. And that's why it's so important to know that like half the stuff, I want to say half the SHIT that you learned in school, half the stuff you learned just being a part of our modern day society was like either fabricated, partially fabricated, or just partial truths, right? Just partial bits of information. And so there's a lot of pieces missing. And so I'm trying here during this Earth 5D University, these discussions, trying to help you to get back to yourself and your own gnosis and inner knowledge. And what does that look like in your life? It looks like understanding your truth. It looks like understanding that you are sacred and that you are grace. Okay, you are living grace. You are the living prayer. You are the extension of God, of source energy. And so last week, if you didn't tune into it, we talked about sacred sexuality and what is conscious sex, right? So this ties directly into that discussion, because until you understand that you're sacred, until you understand that you are connected to source energy, there's going to be huge pieces missing, right? Huge pieces missing. And you won't understand what you deserve. You won't understand your sacredness. You won't understand that sexuality has nothing to do with something quote unquote dirty. So there's all these distortions, right? And we could pick through those distortions, but I feel like it's more valuable for you right now is to just take where we are and run and begin to run with new information, begin to run with these new light codes, okay? So the light codes, I did a meditation on it yesterday, $12.12, made it super accessible so that you guys can get the benefit of these light codes. But until you understand that you are source energy and you are the source of sacredness and grace, then those light codes aren't you're going to continually think that those light codes, like you'll need something outside of yourself to heal. And even though we do have the grace of higher frequency coming to help us, without you being an active part of that, the discussion is like, it's just, then you're putting your power outside of yourself again. And so that's what I really, really harp on all the time is like, how do we understand the fact that we don't really need anything out there? We can have it. There's tools out there, but we really, really don't need it. We need us to be engaged with us. And when we engage with us in that sacredness and that truth within, then we understand that we are source energy. Then we understand that we have access to these light codes, and you don't need me. Eventually, you won't need me to facilitate that, because my goal is to get you to facilitate this for yourself. You know, this isn't about a power grab. Like, this is about, and this is how you can discern, like, is this something that's healthy for me? If it's creating your own independence, if it's creating your own autonomy, that's where you want to begin. I once went to a healer here, and I live in Florida, and a friend recommended him, and I was releasing some anger, some energy from a past relationship. So I went to this guy, and I really liked him, and I think he did good work. I think he really was healing and helping me unlock things. But he kept saying, oh, you just need one more session. You just need one more session. You know, and I was like, this is BS. And I realized, no, I'm good. I don't need another session, because I was feeling good inside myself. I was feeling empowered. And so you just always want to discern yourself. Like, what do you need, right? You have to start to begin to trust yourself. Okay, guys, so these light codes that are coming down are higher frequency, that we would call miracles, that we would call grace. Okay. And they're coming from higher parts of ourselves that are in a higher frequency of reality. So I always discuss that, you know, we're in this third dimension, right? We are in a thicker, heavier understanding of reality here. We're in a heavier place. And in this place, it's been extremely dark. Things have been going on here that are like, that shouldn't even exist anywhere in creation, but yet it's happening here on Earth. And so we have to just kind of pick ourselves up, right? And we just kind of have to run with this. So we have to run with this new energy. So these are light codes coming in. We used to call it miracles. I still call it grace, because there's absolutely nothing you need to do but just to say yes to it. So all you have to do is say yes. I receive these higher frequencies. I receive this grace today. I receive it because I love myself and I'm a powerful creator being and I am creating my reality. So there's a million distractions outside of you. You know, there's a million things you could complain about too. There's a million distractions out there, and none of them really matter. And all of them are just there as like shiny objects to take you outside of yourself. Okay? So the whole goal is like when you see something out there that's trying to upset you or trying to freak you out or get you off balance, it's a relationship, it's discussion, it's a family member, it's something in the media, it's something that's even happening, you know, in your neighborhood, whatever's going on in your life. Just know that those scary things out there are seeking to take your attention off of yourself. And so if you see something that's scary out there, remember from the Shambhala warrior prophecy, we can't be afraid of other people's suffering because we don't really even know what's going on there, right? We don't really know. So all we can do is go back to ourselves and say, you know what, today I'm going to choose grace. Today I'm going to choose high frequency that's coming for me, that's here for me, that's allowing me to grow in consciousness and understand that I am the creator being. I'm creating my reality, and I want to create one that's beautiful. I want to create one that's healthy and whole. Okay? And so that's what these light codes are doing. So we could talk about how it's sacred geometry. We could talk about where the frequency is coming from this planet, from that planet, you know. But this like when we talk about planets too, we get real confused with that as a human. So we're really talking about energy bodies, right? We're talking about energy frequencies. And so we get attached to these things. And it's as long as it's freeing you, as long as it's causing you greater consciousness and freedom, that's what you want to discern, is the freedom that it brings you. As long as it's bringing you freedom, you're good. Okay, I'll take some more of that, you know. And this is why I've been having discussion after discussion with you guys about discernment. Okay, so when the frequency comes to you, we say, oh, this is like from the planet Sirius and the Andromeda, and this is coming from, and so all of that is happening, but it's less important right now than just receiving it, because once you receive it and once you get inside yourself, all of this will start making sense, because it's activating parts of you, your light body, that will begin to just know this stuff. We're just waking you up, waking you up, waking you up, bringing in the grace, bringing in the love, bringing in that frequency of the fifth dimension. All right, guys, so that's a little bit about light code, but all of this happens for your own, all this happens just to wake you up. So when we talk about, you know, before I start filming, I usually like make my bed and it's like a ritual, right? I do a few things here and there to kind of, whatever, get ready. And I was seeing Mr. Rogers in my head. I'm like, Spirit, what's up with that? And so Mr. Rogers, right? I'm actually going to film some of my front yard in some of my house so you guys can see where I live and kind of see what I do here and kind of feel who I am, so that you guys can also be inspired, right? To do what you want to do in this world. But I loved Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. I was just a little kid, tiny kid when he was popular. And I was just like enthralled how he walked in the house, and he had his routine, and he took off his shoes and he put on his house shoes and he put on his sweater. And it was like that routine of the innocence, you know, just the innocence and just the simple knowledge. And that's my goal, is to bring this innocence and this just simple knowledge, so that you just understand that, or understand, or overstand would be even better, that you are a sacred being and that there's nothing wrong with you. You don't need a savior to help you. You don't need you don't need a institution to help you. You have to, you kind of have to find that in yourself. And then once you find it within, then yes, of course we need each other, we need community, we need everything. But if we're only we need everything on this earth, basically that's natural and light and good, right? We need the herbs, we need the resources, we need everything that Gaia gives us. We need that. But at the same time, we need to focus on who's the one experiencing what's out here, who's looking through your eyes. And once you know that, and you start looking, you stop looking externally for solutions, then that is consciousness. That is when you're activated. That is when you overstand that why you're here. Okay, that's why you understand why you're here. I keep saying that. I'm so conditioned. That's why you understand or overstand that that's why you're here. So you're here to create. You are a creator being. And so when it comes to creating healthy sexuality, when it comes to creating anything, innocence, you're innocent. I had a client tell me that on a call, and I was like, yes, you are. You are innocent, girl. And so thank you. You know who you are. Innocence, sacredness, grace. Feel these words. Let these words come to you and heal you. Feel and experience those. Okay? Because that is where we're at. We're at a place of innocence. We're at a place where we can receive grace. Receiving grace. And taking that and making life decisions from that point. So I will bring down some light codes now. And the only reason why I use the word down, it's not technically down, bring them in to help you here, guys, to give you a little boost. Some of you might have already done my meditation. And if you really want to hit this home, right, then great. This 12-12 portal is about you becoming conscious. It's about you experiencing grace. It's about you experiencing your divinity. And that's why we're here, is to herald this back to earth and get rid of all that junk, all that nonsense. And I only touched on some of the, pollution of the mind, some of the mind control, and some of my, touched on the church. But there's so many more, right? Media, X, Y, and Z. Anything that's really taking you outside of yourself. And it's like, look at this shiny object. Look at this scary stuff. It's scary stuff everywhere. Okay, that might be happening. But it's not your problem right now. Your problem is getting inside of you and getting power inside of you, getting empowered by you, by your own consciousness, and taking yourself back. Okay, so I'm gonna do some light code, and basically what this is just bringing in this higher, it's like a golden freak. The way I see things is in a lot of color, and I feel it for you, and I feel it from my light family. Yeah, and I don't get too hung up on that because I'm still JG. I'm still part of this earth, and I'm still a human being, and you are all beautiful human beings who are also from many, many, many different places of reality. Okay, and so, but we never want to also ditch our humanity. I've tried that. It doesn't work very good. You're still human. You want to stay grounded. You want to be part of this earth because you want to be fully functioning human being. Okay, so this energy is a little bit like a Syrian energy, like a Sirius energy. And if you connect to those types of meanings and definitions, then that's kind of what you can feel and experience if that helps you. All right, so we just thank you, Spirit, for all your love. We just thank you, Spirit, for bringing everyone here to this channel to become conscious, to experience themselves as beautiful, powerful beings, sovereign and free. And we just ask that you bring this healing energy into their being, all the viewers, anyone, whether they're viewing or not, who wants to receive this. And we just bring it through the crown, and through the third eye, through the throat, through the heart, into the solar plexus. We will visit our mascot down to the second chakra and the first. We ground it in the earth. Where we send this unconditional love into Mother Earth. And instantly, she sends it every time right back. This unconditional love comes through us. We just anchor it up in the central sun, the source of this energy. And we send unconditional love, and that instantly comes back to us. And allow this energy to kind of work where it needs to. Let it go where it needs to go. There's nothing you need to do but just say yes. Just let it go where it needs to go. Like right now, it needs to go in my third eye. Or maybe your guys' third eye. I'm feeling it for you. Right? Just let it do what it needs to do, guys. So what we're talking about here is simple truths that make you feel good and light and free. And that's what you're looking for. Freedom, autonomy, expansion. Okay? All right. So much love and light, and I'll see you guys in the next Sunday. Okay? Bye for now. Beautiful day in the neighborhood. We got our little hammock here. Going in the Earth 5D. Hello. We got a little Christmas tree. And this is where we film. All right, guys, we'll see you in a minute.